Good morning, and good morning. Today is Tuesday, the 20th of October. Can you believe it? The year's almost out. It is definitely almost out. Um, Lots of things have happened to the world this year, to our country this year, certainly to many of us this year. Lives have been lost, jobs have been lost. You know, we at times are lost. At times we are. So what's next? What happens? How determined are we going to be in our going into 2021? How will we do it? Will we have a vaccine? Who knows? Who knows? We want it. Well, and then there will be several vaccines, are saying, and some will be approved, by the FDA. Others maybe not for a while, but we have to be ready for taking a stance. And some of us are going to have to make a decision if we're going to even go out for the vaccine. But certainly, good morning, Maurice. How's my friend? My dear, dear, dear friend. We become friends through this because I've gotten to know you so much more, and your humor is always so genuine, so genuine. You're really good. Too bad we got to get a market for that plate for all the stuff that you do. It definitely has some great creativity to it, and wonderful humor. I mean, just absolutely wonderful. But anyway, today we're going to talk about out, O-U-T. And when we think about out, we think about that, that we've been X'd out of stuff. We're out. Like when you're playing baseball, what do they say? What's the umpire say? Out. When you don't make it to the base on time. But there's so many other ways that we can be outed. We can be outed maybe by, if we got something that we need to tell somebody about, something serious. It could be our health. It could be our orientation, the way we twist and turn. I don't know, but all of those things are considered to be out, something that is revealed. And so you have to really consider how much do you want to be out? How far out do you want to be? How long out do you want to stay? Because sometimes you can't even pull back in. I'll call her back. But it's understood that life is. Good morning, OJ. How are you? Um, so you just understand that life changes, and you have to change with what something does for your life. Good morning, Claydine. And how does life change for you to make it where you feel comfortable going out? Because sometimes we don't even feel comfortable. Like if you're in a space that's too tight right now, we thinking the way we used to have a good time, how we used to play, how we used to just enjoy life. We didn't think about being close to people. We didn't think about anything. We just enjoyed our life. Now it's become more, of a need for us to pay attention to where we go, what we do, how close we are, if we shake hands, if we don't, if we hug, if we don't, those kinds of things. So we're just a lot more in a place of need to do something right for ourselves, to make it where we will be all right, where we will be all right. But anyway, I found a poem this morning. Morning, Ruth. I found a poem this morning about out, but it's out in a different kind of way. It's out in a different kind of way. It's by Sylvester McNutt, and I don't know, maybe it's McNute. We'll give him McNute. That sounds better. But it's N-U-T-T, so nut is still nut, but I don't know how it's pronounced. And it's on a site called Becoming Unbusy. Becoming Unbusy. So, and basically family freedom. Good morning, Miss Joan. So anyway, it says, I am not for everyone. I know my truth. I know who I am. I know what I do and what I do not bring to the table. I'm not easy to deal with, but I do bring tons of value. I bring love and strength, but I am not perfect. And if I don't fit in what a person or group, that is okay with me. Sometimes you just have to realize that your out may not be out as much with others. You know, you may be out for a stroll by yourself. You may be out with just your husband, your spouse, your husband, your spouse, and your children. You may be out like that, but out has changed from what it used to be for many of us. And so we have to re-examine how out fits us, how it fits us, because certainly we're wearing it differently. you know every once in a while we may go to something and we may think everything is copacetic, and we later learn now, because now it's probably not anything abnormal for you to hear that somebody is has turned positive. We don't know how the virus spreads, but we certainly know that it does. It does. So I'm going to ask you something this morning. Good morning, Patricia. Are you stuck? Occasionally you are going to be stuck. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. You will be stuck. And it's okay. It's okay that we get stuck. It's that we don't stay there. Sometimes you have to stay in a place long enough to realize that it's no longer your place. I've told you about my my decision once I became in the dark. Good morning, Marion. How are you, sweetie? How's everybody out there? Everybody, Patricia, everybody. I remember being in my house in the dark for 5 days when Sally came through, and that just taught me a lesson. Because going around in a darkened area or a less lit area really lets you know that you have too much. Because then I couldn't remember, okay, where was that lantern in the garage? And then I went in my garage and I couldn't find it. Because one, I only had a little flashlight. I wasn't going to walk around with a candle. But my resolve was, okay, time to get busy. So since then, I have gone through everything. I've gone through my life that was out there in that garage. And then I had my mom's life and my sister's life and my daughter's life, went away and came back. So you realize that you have to make changes sometimes. Good morning, Kiwanis. And sometimes the changes are tough. And so you're stuck. I was literally stuck. And I said, well, look, in order for me to get out from under this, I have to do a transition. I have to get out of what I'm in, which is I'm in a lot of junk. Okay. So here's what I did. I've been getting rid of it. And my cabinets were delivered yesterday. So I'm going to reorganize everything out there, have it looking very neat, very organized, and I'm gaining control. So sometimes we get stuck and but we have to realize that we get stuck. We have to realize it and say it to ourselves, even if nobody else says it to us. Now occasionally somebody may come and say, girl, if you don't get that, girl. Okay, but it has to be when you're ready. So I'm ready. And I'm doing it, and I'm very excited about that. But today, in me talking about my out, we're going to talk about everybody's out. What is out? An out is moving or appearing to move away from a particular place. Okay, that's our stuck. Come on, you doing good? Thank you. Thank you for coming into the space along with everybody else. Sometimes we don't even realize that we are, in a particular place that we need to get out of. And it says sometimes we're situated for a particular distance from something. That's what out is. We have to distance ourselves from where we are to where we need to get to. It says, and it needs to be revealed. And so when we talk about it, there's the public form of out, meaning you're not home, meaning I'm out, came to the house to visit you. You weren't there. I was out. Okay. So there's the public form of out, gone away, absent, not at the house. Okay. Not at the house, not at the job. Okay. Then there's the made public, meaning somebody revealed or you revealed something about yourself. It was common information or common knowledge that you gave out or someone else gave out for you. It was disclosed, it was divulged, it was exposed. All those would be the public out of somebody. And then there's the published out, meaning a book has been published and it's available in print. So all those are forms of out, meaning information is out there about you, either physically, you're physically out and about, or somebody emotionally or what I would say psychologically put out information about you, or maybe you did it yourself, and therefore it became public information. And then the last thing is that you published a book and it's out there and it's available. That would also be out. So the outs and outs and outs are all around us. It's all around us. But if I break it down, but let me ask you a question. If I break this down, what do you think that first O is for? I tell you what it's for. Obscure. The O of out is obscure, not discovered or known about, or it's uncertain. Now, if you don't go out, sometimes you don't know anything. Okay? If nothing can come in, all right, then you don't have much that can go out. So if you're not out and about occasionally, you don't know what's going on. If you don't turn on the news, you may not know that there was a killing or there was an assassination or that there was, the stock market fell or the stock market rose. You don't know. So you, at some point in time, you have to open up, you're being off and cut off from everything and say, wow, I know more than I knew. Wow, that's interesting. Okay. So obscurity really speaks to not discovered or known about because there's some uncertainty. It becomes unclear, unknown, in doubt, dubious, mysterious, hazy, vague. It says indeterminate, concealed and hidden. All those things speak to what obscure does. If you don't know, then that means you're in the dark and other people may know. I remember one time when I was in New York and there was a girlfriend of mine who I saw her boyfriend out someplace. And I don't know, for some reason, I felt bad to tell her, so I didn't. But then somebody else told her. And then they said, oh, and by the way, she saw him. She kind of was mad at me for a while, but then we had that understanding where I said, I apologize. I apologize personally, but I loved you and I just didn't want to see you hurt, even though I felt it was coming, because I felt that since he was that bold out in front of everybody, that eventually you would know, because it wasn't just me there. There were many of us there that saw it. So she still loved me. She did. She still loved me. But anyway, so so obscurity and out, sometimes they disagree. Good morning, Donna. Oh, my friend. I love you. So when you really talk about obscurity and being out, sometimes those are oxymoron statements, because you may not know something over here, but you're only going to find out if you go out to do it. You got to go out. Staying inside doesn't always help you. It's not. It's not. The U of out is for useful. When you go out, when you put yourself in a position to learn, you're going to learn something. If you keep yourself all hidden off, you only go vicariously through books, and they're books that are based on someone's, fiction, and not nonfiction. I mean, it's not a true story. Then you get hidden in the pages of somebody else's tales. But if you come out, you can love books. I love books. I read a lot. I'll read, fiction, nonfiction. I'm not going to tell you that I don't. I've done it all my life. But I'm just saying sometimes you have to come out long enough to say, what's my truth? What is the truth? How do I get to the truth? Can I get it all in my house? And yeah, I know COVID has put everybody in their homes more. Even people that were never home are home more now. They are. But there's some what I would call a period of you still having to find out in order for when you go out what's useful while you're out there. And so useful is the quality or fact of being useful. You need it. You need to know the information. You needed to know from Dr. Fauci and those people that are into science telling you, well, the virus is spread by not washing your hands or, constantly being up close to people, not covering up with a mask, just putting yourself in a position, not being too close to people in terms of distance. So all those things they're telling us. So those things are useful. But if we remain in the position of, I don't know, I don't care, I'm not worried about it, then, there you go. You have to worry about what usefulness is. Good morning, T. How are you, sweetie? But anyway, it says useful being the quality of what it is, talks about the functionality of things. How do they work? The practicality of your usefulness. What are you getting out there? What are you hearing? Because everything you hear, you have to streamline it to make it work for you. Prune it back so that it works. Okay, you have to talk about when something is useful, does it fit your paradigm? Does it fit who you are? Okay. And sometimes things don't fit, but we need to make them fit in order to make it work. That we live, that we're healthy, that we're not in danger, that we're safe, all those things. So it talks about the usefulness also having this adequacy, convenience, effectiveness, efficiency, value. When I have stuff that's really useful to me, it's value. It has a value to me. It has a worth. And it says it has merit, and then I can form whatever success I get out of using it. It has its benefits. Good morning, Grover. It has its benefits, its helpfulness, its good, its help, and its assistance. So all that speaks to how useful our being out is. So when we go out in the world, we need to be certainly making sure that we protect ourselves, but we need to go out there to get what we need. When we go out to get groceries, we still have to do some things to keep ourselves safe. When we go to the library, if they still have them open. Good morning, Purcell. If we decide that we're going to go to church, if churches are being held. I know our church still isn't, which is fine with me. I know I sing in the choir, and they say the way singing is done with the forcefulness, it projects more particles to make us possibly ill. So I'm not going to be singing for a while. I sing in my house. I'm still singing, but I'll sing in my house, or my car. But anyway, to really talk about being useful, when we go out, we have to make the good use of our being out. We don't need to just be out there right now. It's not like December of last year. Hello, Vercel. How are you, my buddy? It's not like it was. Before we could go and we did anything we wanted to do. We stayed as long as we wanted to stay. And we did. Okay, Don, don't act up. Talking about sing for us today. I may at the end. But anyway, we really look at what is important while we're out there. And we set our time. I mean, at least I try to. I try not to be gone too long. And when I come in, I have a routine. When I come back in, of what I'm going to do. Wash this, do that. I got that routine down. But it's just the way we have to look at things much differently. We look at our out now much differently than we looked at our out in December or November of last year, even January of this year. We looked at things differently. We just did. We didn't know anything was on the way. We didn't know it was going to bring us to our knees. make us, for some of us, make us cry at sites, or make us where we're afraid of family and friends. We didn't know any of that. So our outing has changed. Our willingness to go out has changed. Our willingness to stay out long has changed. So for some of us, they said young people still do what they do. Um, and I'm always telling my daughter, girl, I'm old now. You don't be coming over here bringing no stuff. Oh, I agree with Donna to sing. Y'all better leave me alone. I got to get my lesson done, y'all. um, let's see. So the T of out is tackle. How can you tackle things that you're faced with if you're not, prepared for going out? You have to have a plan. Okay, I'm going to go here and here. Okay, I'm going to do this and that. Okay, not I'm going to do this, and that. No, no. You have to change things. So when I go out now, I have a purpose, you know, and I have a wedding this Saturday, as the coordinator, and I'm already thinking up here. It is Tuesday, but I've already planned out how I need to do certain things, not only to keep myself safe, but of course keep the party safe. And it's a small event. It's not a big event. It's extremely small. I remember doing up to 250, 300 people. This is extremely small, an extremely small wedding. And it's mostly family. So all I can say is I'm doing my job to look out for myself, but also do the job of looking out for them, spacing them apart when they're walking down the aisle, looking at, the seating arrangements. Now, some of them came together, so, they're like a pod, so a pod is okay. But if people don't know each other, then I would certainly ask that they would be seated differently. But I'm already on planning. I'm already looking at how I need to tackle what's ahead of me. I got to do it. So anyway, to tackle is to make and determine the efforts to deal with a problem or a difficult task. That's how we have to look at things. We can't make it where we just go into something and we don't know what we're going to face. You know, even Daniel in the lion's den, he knew what to do. Okay, he knew what to do. Sometimes we're faced with things and we don't know what to do, and so what do? We get even more confused and we don't go, or we don't plan how we're gonna go and we go. So sometimes we just have to, scale it back, peel off the problem. What do I have to address first? How do I address it? When do I address it? You address it when you're getting ready to leave? No, I address things before I leave my house. I do. If I have to go to the bank, if I have to go to the post office, if I have to go to the market, all of those places nowadays, you go, there's a line. There's a line. And like yesterday morning, when I went to vote, there was a line. So you have to prepare for that. So I make myself where I'm not, trying to be close to anyone. If they get close to me, I move, And in fact, my I don't have my face mask here, but my face mask says, if you can read this mask, you are too close. Funny, but also warning to people. Stay back, take your 6, 8, 12 inches. Gone now. Actually, not even inches. It should be feet. Okay, that's what I meant. Feet. You get back. You stay over there. I stay over here. But anyway, to tackle something is to come to grips with it. How am I gonna get through this? How do I address it? With whom? And it says what's the good of addressing something? What kind of gear do I need to address a problem? What do I need to do? Do I write things down? Do I set times to things? What do I do? How am I going about it? Am I equipped to do it? And emotionally, am I okay to do it? Because sometimes we have to face some things that are pretty tough and we're not emotionally ready. We're weeping before we even leave. Okay, so that means we're really not quite ready, you know. But sometimes you have to weep through things in order to get through them. I'm just saying, you just do. You have to ask: is it a if is there material that you're prepared to take with you? Is it the right material? You know, is it the right mindset? If you know you got to go and do some things that are tough to do, are you prepared to do them? And it says it's also an accoutrement. So all of these things speak to what out does for us or to us. You know, preparing to go out is important. Preparing to make sure that we're not obscure about what's already out there. You know, we need to be prepared for what's out there. You know, wherever we're going, we need to. I almost conjure up what, not my worst, not the worst thing that could be out there, but how long I might have to wait. Like yesterday, I anticipated it would be 2 hours, and it was an hour and about 40 minutes in order to vote. But I wanted it over with because I couldn't see myself online on November 3rd. I already, gave that up years ago. I don't see that. But anyway, to also look at how useful it was for me. My usefulness was that I had planned ahead, and I already knew that I anticipated that I took some work with me. So I actually wrote yesterday's lesson while I was standing in line. I had some thoughts, but I changed a few things. So I'm there. Nobody bothered me, and guess what? I didn't bother anybody. And last thing is, I just tackled it. I tackled whatever the problems were. I did. So at the end, I'm gonna sing you just 2 bars or something, or maybe 1 bar. Um, but anyway, this is called questions section, and I only have 2 questions. First question: do you go out? Do you go out? And the second question is: when you go out, how do you prepare to go out? Answer me the question in that stream there, in the thread there. If you go out, you don't have to answer how you prepare, but how many of you go out? And do you go out every day, often, not so often? I don't know. I don't know. Anybody? Any takers? Any takers are going to tell me that they go out, and they go out often or not so often? I have a friend, she hardly ever goes anywhere. She still knows some stuff because she'll call or she'll look at the TV or whatever, but she's not big on going out. And she wasn't big on going out long before COVID-19 hit. She wasn't. Mm-mm. She really wasn't. But anybody else? Vercel, yes. Vercel goes out. I go out because I have to go out today. I have to go out, and so does Vercel. I have to go out and do some work, some follow up to a job that Vercel and I are working on, or working for. We actually work for the Kukua Institute as AmeriCorps Vistas about every 3 days. Okay, yes, only when necessary. 3 times a week. Okay. Okay. And is anybody working from home? They just work from home. Like I work from home most of the time, and every once in a while I have to go out, but I've certainly limited my going out. At one time I used to be gone, gone, gone. I don't do that anymore. You know. And actually that's helped me concentrate more on what I need to get done here because I'm not doing that as much. Kiwanis, I agree, only when necessary. Right. Okay, well, look, that was our lesson today on out. How we look at it, how we tackle it, how if we stay in the area of the obscurity that we don't know anything, and of course, the usefulness of when we go out, how we need to address it. Marie says grocery store and in-laws house. Okay. Yeah, the grocery store kind of makes me, I don't go to Walmart like I used to. I don't. I used to go to Walmart almost daily because it's around the corner from my house, and I stopped doing that. I did. I really, really did. Um, let's see, working from home. Kiwanis is working from home. Okay. And I know Vercel works from home. So I know there's several people that work from home. Maurice, do you work from home? I don't know. But anyway, write a song in there you want me to sing. I'm just going to sing a few bars or something, and then I'm going to let you get on with your outing after it's been planned, after you decide how you're going to tackle it. Um, let's see. Travel time is eliminated. Okay. Me too. Me too. Walmart pickup. Oh, okay. Do you do the pickup where they you order it online and then they you just go pick it up? I've never done that. I was wondering, did it work? I presume it would. I've never done it. And I know they have the little spaces and you just dial a number and it's supposed to bring you out your stuff. But anyway, I don't. I drive up and open the trunk. Okay, so Maurice does do it. Okay, but there's a way to keep us safe. It's a way that has come about that we've changed so much. It has changed a great deal. It really has. It saves me lots of money by avoiding Walmart. Me too. Because sometimes if I walk down an aisle and they got those end caps, next thing you know, I got junk, that I don't need. And also, if I leave I make sure I go without my daughter, because if she comes with me, then I have stuff I would never buy, and out of that certainly changed. But let me see what song I can sing. Let me see. I don't even know. I'm just running a blank this morning. Oh, how about something as simple as Amen? Just Amen. Better days. I I work from home. Better days. Better days. Better days. I don't even know that song. Better days. How about let's see. For so long, for this day I pray, and a song of you in my day, and I love you here every day. You're my ribbon in the sky, my love. Ooh, 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 ooh. You're my ribbon in the sky. You're my loves. I put the S on it. Look, y'all have a wonderful day. Just want you to know I love you. I love you. I love you. I appreciate the fact that you come to my little space here. I welcome those who are veterans, like or family members of veterans like myself, to these sessions. I try every day to make it something that you can enjoy, something that you can appreciate, and something, if you're really a journaler, you could have a book made by the end of just probably, I've been doing this now probably since I think April 4th. So anyway, I love you, I love you, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much, and see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. The day I know it was 9:02. Sorry for them 2 minutes. All right, bye-bye. Have a good day. Be safe and go on out. Do it wisely.